this is Mattie from Mattie's Kitchen, and today I'll be making you all some smothered pork chops with gravy with rice on the side. Okay, here's the things I'll be using. Here's my rice over here. I cooked that off. It's still cooking. I'm cooking that off camera. I have cooked rice before and showed y'all how to cook rice. Here's my flour I'll be using. And this plain all-purpose flour. And here's my oil. And I'll be using this oil about a little, you want the pork chop almost to cover the oil, but not quite. And I'll be using some garlic. I'll be using some lemon pepper, paprika. I'll be using some brown gravy with 30% less sodium. I'll be using some salt. And here's the vegetable. I'll be using a green pepper, a red onion, and here's a yellow onion. And here's my pork chops. These are salted pork chops, and these are ones I'll be using. All different types of pork chop and it's assorted. Okay, when I started, I'll get back with you all. Okay, the first thing I did, I washed my pork chop and I dried them off, and I let them become room temperature about 15 minutes. It's best to do that because when it becomes room temperature, the season can go in it very well. Okay, the first thing I do is put a little salt. I don't want to put that much salt on it because the gravy package have a little salt in it. I'm just going to put on each side. I'm going to do each side the same way. Just put a little salt on it. Seems like the salt is a little wet. I don't know how that happened, but it don't matter. And then I'll put some paprika. Like I said, don't matter what order you do it in, as long as you do it. Put all the ingredients in it. I hope y'all doing okay out there, and I hope y'all been checking out my videos. I've been putting out quite a little bit more than I normally do. And I'm gonna do both sides the same way. Cause this is paprika, and I'm gonna put my lemon pepper on there. If you never, I don't use lemon pepper a lot, but on some meats I do, and I'll be putting it on the pork chops. Sometimes I use plain pepper, but with the pork chop, it's seasoned pretty good. If you never use it, try it, but if you don't, you can just use plain pepper. This is lemon pepper, and I'm gonna put some garlic powder on there. I'm gonna do both sides the same way. This is a quick video because my rice is already almost done. And, just smother. All you got to do is fry it and make some gravy to it. Yeah. Okay. And what I do, I take and mash my season in really good. I mash it in, and I turn around, turn it over, and do the same side the same way. Mash it in good so the season can go through the meat. And this meat is not that thick. It's not, some of it's thick, some of it's thin because it's assorted. That's the way they cut it. These come in a pack. I bought these in the commissary. I said, that was a good price on these. So this is considered a family pack. Okay, I'm gonna do the same side. I'm gonna do the same side like I did the first. And I'm gonna get back with you when I finish this, and I'm gonna get ready to start doing my flour. Okay, I'm getting ready to season my sauce on my flour. Some people don't, but I do because I like for the meat to taste good and the browning on the flour to taste, on the pork chop to taste the same way. So this is brown gravy mix. I always do mine in there. It helps with the gravy. And I also put in my gravy too. I stir this up, and I'm gonna put some paprika in here. I'm gonna use the same thing that I use for my pork chops, but I will be using just a less sodium. Okay, here's my lemon pepper. Okay, and my garlic powder. And when I'm making my gravy, I take and chop up my green peppers and onions and let it just, you don't see the green pepper, just let it cook with the gravy. It tastes so good like that. And you can taste your mix and see how it tastes. You can take a piece and put it in your mouth and taste it. That's pretty good. Not too salty. Not too salt. Not too much salt. Okay, that gravy mix help it, when you're putting it in there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take each pork chop and dip it in this. Make sure, cause see, it do really good when it's not wet, and you can tell this was kind of dry. They coated it really good. And I always test one pork chop. I got my skillet up kind of high, and then once it starts frying good, then I cut it low. Because if you put it in and the skillet not hot, it's not gonna brown as good as it should. You can have it high and then cut it down low, or you can, you know, halfway high and halfway medium. So put this in here. I'm gonna shake this off good. Lay this aside. My skillet is still over here warming up. My oil. And I use plain vegetable oil, Crisco, or any color. I mean, any kind it is, because I don't, some people cook with olive oil. I never can get over that taste to me, you know, it's up to you. It's not good for frying to me, because sometimes it'll burn. So I'm gonna put this in here, shake it off good. I hope it's hot. If it's not, no, it's not hot enough. So I gotta cut it up, and I'm gonna wait for a while till it get hot. That one's not hot. Get back. Okay, it's about hot now, it's ready. And the third piece that I put in there, it might have a little grease in it, have more oil in it, but it's okay, I soaked it out. But I put about 4 in at a time. It's a big skillet, but I don't want to crowd them up, and I want them to fry really good. You let them brown, and you want them to cook through, because you don't want pork. You'll always want to cook pork good. You know, done. And so it's frying good. And while this frying, I'm going to chop me some my bell pepper and onions up to go with my gravy. You're not going to see it, but, you know, I always like to add it with my gravy mix. So if you never try it, try it, because I found out that, you know, that onion and that green pepper and your gravy mix to make it taste so good. I'm gonna let these fry. Once they fry, cut the stove up just a little bit more. Once they cook, I'm gonna turn them over. Once they're brown enough, and I'm gonna get ready. In the meantime, I'll be chopping my onions and my green peppers up. Okay, I'll get back with you all. Okay, here's the one that I already took out the grease and stuff. They're ready to go in. Once I finish these 3 over here, I'm gonna get ready to show you how I make my gravy. I turn them over. These are almost ready to go. I'm going to turn them on the other side, and I'm going to get ready to make my gravy. And when you're making gravy, you want the same amount of grease you have flour, so it can make a paste like. And I'll be frying my green peppers, like I said, to flavor my gravy. And I also put brown gravy mix in it. That green pepper and the onion flavor so good, your gravy, because gravy is kind of bland, you know, and gravy requires more salt than you think it does, because it has to be seasoned with salt. Let these cook. These are almost ready. Turn these over. I'm going to get ready to make my gravy. Like I said, this is a very simple a recipe. It's easy to cook. Follow my instructions. I think most people know how to cook this, but I'm cooking it Mattie way. Okay, I'm going to get back with you when these brown. Okay, I'm ready to, I chop my onion. That goes good, but you see how these crumbs in there? That make it good. I put these peppers in here so that they can, you know, season up my gravy. They're cooked the way you can't hardly season. The more crumbs you got, the better it is. And you're going to have the same equal gravy, grease you do flour, the same amount, so to make a paste. And if you never tried the green peppers, try it with the onions so you can season your gravy. And the more crumbs you have, it's better. I let it kind of got a little dark. The more you cook it, you know, you won't have to use no coloring in it. Like kitchen bouquet, I try to use my own, because it don't season no way. Try it like this, and you will not see those, you won't see them. I'm getting ready to put some flour. Use the same flour that you use for your seasoning. Use the same one, same time. And you just want to make this a paste. You don't have to measure it. When it become a paste, you'll be ready to put your water in it. And let it cook down low until these kind of disappear. See, this is the right color I want my gravy. Put a little bit more flour. And like I said, I'm using the same flour I use to season my pork chops with. And it's the color you want. The longer it cooks, the darker it gets. Some people have to add the kitchen bouquet, but if you let it cook and get these crumbs, you don't have to. It's almost a paste that I want. You don't want too much grease and you don't want too much flour. Put a little bit more till it get like I want it. Okay, that's probably enough. I'm gonna take and put this brown gravy mix in it to season it good. I use that pack of that. I use it for the season mix and I also use it for my gravy. And you should have some hot water running. You can use cold if you want to, but the best result is hot to me. It's almost a paste. And if you don't have the paste like you want to have it, you can add a little bit more grease in it. So this time I want my paste to be, because I don't like to have too much grease in it. And like I said, you have to use, I probably won't have to put a bouquet in it because it's the color I want it to be. So I'm going to get some water. I already had it. Stir this up. Let it brown as long as you want to, so it can be great. It can be the color you want it to be. You don't have to put no fried onions on here. That's up to you. I put a little bit in here. Pour it slowly. Okay. You're gonna stir this around. Most people know how to make gravy. So I dark that's the color I want. I'm gonna have to add a little bit more water to it because I got to cover these pork chops up. Add your water slowly. And that's about the color you want. You can put that bouquet in it, but I hope I don't have to. Put a little bit more water in here. Pour, like I said, pour it slowly so that, you know, you won't have it too thin. But it don't matter in a way because your pork chops got flour. They're going to thicken it up again. The pork chop will. Because it has flour in case if you think you got it too thin. See how this gravy be coming? But I still don't have enough water in it. Oh boy, I made a mess. I had too much water in there. Forgive me, y'all. This gravy's coming. Cut it up some. I made that mess. I clean the stove now. So you don't even see that onion. All this onion and this gravy mix is going to season. It's really good. And you're going to taste it after you get it a certain way. Because like I said, gravy mix, if you ever made any gravy and you don't have enough salt in it, it tastes so bland. You have to have salt in it and pepper. Once I get the thickness I want it, I will be doing that. If you let, like I said, if you let your crumbs brown, you don't have to add color into it. There's some country gravy. Add a little bit more water. Be careful this time. Okay. Let that cook. Almost there, but not quite. And when you, like I said, if you add your pork chops to this, you're gonna have to have, it's gonna have to be thin because once your pork chop cooked, it's gonna make from the flour from the pork chop, and it's gonna make it a little thicker. So kind of have this a little thin if you don't want your gravy to be so thick. Still not almost coming, see how it's coming? Once I get it the way I want it to, I'm gonna season it with my pepper and salt. I'm gonna put my onions, I got some onions over here, sliced onion, I'm gonna put them in there too. But I gotta get it almost coming. So I don't have to add no color. And make sure your crumbs, you use a crumb in the skillet. Because that's good too. Put a little bit more water in here. Okay. It's coming. Gravy was the first thing I learned how to make. That is so simple. Flour and grease. That's all in water. And salt and pepper, onions, whatever you want to put in there. See how good that gravy looking, but it's still too thick. It's a little too thick. Cut my stove up so I can start cooking. It's still a little too thick. And the reason it's a little too thick, like I said, is when you put the pork chops in, if you ever cooked it, you'll see how thick the gravy get. And I cannot stand that. And it's a lot of gravy because I got a lot of rice and I got a lot of pork chops. Okay. I'm gonna put these onions in here now. And still gonna have to add a little bit more water. I got red onions and I got yellow onions. That's gonna season it too. Gonna season and let this cook. Put some more water and stir it up and let it cook a little bit. So it's bubbling. Let that cook in it. Season the gravy. You don't have to add the onions in here if you don't want to. That's up to you. But it definitely give it a better flavor. Put a little more water in there. Now I'm going to use this right here. You can use something like this right here to stir it up with it. I'm going to let these onions cook for a while. I still might add a little bit more water to it. It's coming. That's good gravy. I'm going to taste it and put some pepper and salt on it. See how it tastes with that. It's a little too thick for me. And these red onions make it taste good too. Some people, you know, don't like onions and stuff, don't use it, but I do. Like I said, I'm a vegetable person. I'm gonna put some pepper in here. And I'm gonna get back with you. Okay, y'all, this is what called your country gravy. I'm gonna taste it now because like I said, if you ever made gravy before, you know what I'm talking about. It requires salt and pepper. Let me taste it. I know what I taste. I taste them onions. If you never, it tastes so good. I'm gonna put a little, I don't need that much salt now. I thought I don't need that much. I'm just gonna put some in there. Not much. Okay, now I'm gonna put my pepper in there. I'm gonna put a part of, I like the pepper in there. That's all gravy calls. And like I said, cooking in, make sure you cook it with the seasoning with the onions and stuff. If you like that, feel like I do, because it makes the gravy, it gives the gravy a different taste. See, that's thick enough. I might add a little bit more water because, like I said, the flour on the pork chop is gonna have it kind of thick. This is some gravy, honey. And it's a lot too. I like it. There's my vegetables in here. Let me taste this one more time. Let's taste it one more time. See how it tastes. See. Oh boy, that onions and stuff is seasoning. So good. And that brown gravy mix. I'm going to put my pork chops in here. Put them in there. They don't have to cook that long because you don't want the pork chops to get, you know, hard and stuff. I'm going to put them in here. And then cook for about 5 minutes in here. And I'm going to get back with you all. Put this on a plate. And I'm going to show it to you. Okay, y'all. Y'all see these good old smothered pork chops, you know, how they is. And that onions in there. The gravy is just right. And the onions in there. It is so good. I'm going to serve it with some rice. I'm going to show y'all how it look. I mean, I like that. I'm going to take a picture of this in the skillet so I can have a picture of it. And I taste it. It tastes so good. Oh, it's a good taste. And you have your smothered gravy, especially if you got a lot of rice, because, you know, it tastes so good. And I'm going to get ready. I'm going to get back with you all once I set it up on a plate. Here's the final touch of my smothered homemade pork chop with rice and gravy. And I put some rolls on the side. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. If you did, share it with friends and family. And tune in to the next video I do. I think I'll be smothering some chicken. And once again, thank you for tuning in to Mattie's Kitchen. And I hope you have a wonderful day.